Good evening, everybody. I hope you had all a nice day so far, and let's try out some Fermi Paradox together. I was really excited about the fact that this game went into early access tonight, and we're going to watch some civilizations rise and fall. I was trying around with this game. I was playing around with this game like maybe an hour before I turned on the stream, so I'm kind of like familiar. Pretty chill gameplay so far. More about watching and pondering about situations and seeing life develop. Pretty chill gameplay overall. I'm really curious to see where this will develop, and let's see where we will land tonight. I started out a dolphin civilization on Earth, which died due to a mass extinction event. They didn't make it. Let's see what we will see here tonight in our adventures. Okay. So oh, the tutorial is active? No, I don't need no tutorial. Thank you. Okay. Let's see where life will happen first. So we get these little event bubbles whenever we click a synthesis. Whenever these thingies show up, the game is paused and you can't miss anything. Generations of dead organisms turn to fossil fuels. Oh yeah, that's the stuff that happened on our world too. And we have a first evolution event. On the Sol system, my god, I'm lucky. Life form on Earth started making simple tools and developed a rudimentary language. So now we may select what kind of civilization we have here. So the game works like there's always a decision which is free in synthesis point costs. There's one beneficial decision which costs you synthesis points, and there's a decision which brings you synthesis points. And well, our goal is to get those civilizations together somehow. Well, we're going to start with a human civilization here, I'd say. Or do we want to go for dinosaurs? No. No, we're going to go for humans. I find that quite classy. On the northern hemispheres of planet Earth, remarkable fjords can be found. Really? Okay. So, here we have some characterization of the planet. I can now either develop the human tribes further or roll for new developments outside there. When I am close to the Sol system, I can get things that don't influence the planetary development, and sometimes we roll synthesis bubbles that bring some other developments. But now we have our first event. So, here we go. Some humans worship fertility deities in long rites that symbolize mating, motherhood, and sexual fortitude. The elaborate rituals involve fruits and herbal infusions that arouse the libido, while drums beat stimulating rhythms and mating partners dance in rapture through the night. The resulting wave of procreation could lead to a population surge on Earth. Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Hyorin. Welcome. So now I can decide if I want to have... Okay. We can get a triple growth on people. We can get a slow growth on people if we invest points, or... I can't just shut down that development. The thing is, the more people on this planet, the quicker the resources will turn scarce. But we're going to take that as an event that happens. Because fertility rituals were so pervasive in their culture, young humans were brought up with an understanding of the sacred importance of mating. They were not confused or ashamed when they reached maturity and felt the deities calling them. Population rose accordingly. So now I got some interesting synthesis bubbles. This is an utopia generator. This generates more technology, and this gives wars less of an edge. I want to have the technology one. And let's see if we can develop some life somewhere else too. Okay, Frogstar 1, complex social structures. Sounds like something we want. Harm potential increased. A powerful hunting band defeats a horde of club wielders. Okay. I don't know if I really can force any developments by clicking these synthesis bubbles in a certain region more often or not. I'm still wondering about that. Okay. Let's see. What are our humans doing here? Oh, we have a development event, just when I was thinking about them. Depopulation. Venomous animals. Human settlements attract small venomous animals from the wilderness of Earth. Those creatures prey on the humans and kill many of them. Okay. So now I can counteract that, I guess. Oh. Or... well... countless humans die when the beasts develop even stronger toxins and cunning defense mechanisms. No. We're just gonna take a slight depopulation. Okay, we're growing slower now, so resources won't turn scarce that quickly. I think that's okay. Come on, give me some other species. Humans are boring. Well, they're not really boring, but... okay. This sounds like some major step towards life, but... I don't think that these messages really mean anything in terms of development or such. I'm pretty sure by now that it's random when a new species will develop on another planet. This is definitely a God Simulator game, yeah. Extinction. Fire from the sky. Classic. We're going to use some synthesis points and save humanity here. Human legends tell of the day when the gods fought in heaven and fire poured from the sky. Say, is that music a little bit loud? Oh, okay, volume is at the lowest setting. Please feel free to tell me if the sound is a little bit off there. I'm going to see if I can do something there. Okay, so we saved humanity. I could have just annihilated the civilization there as well. But I like humans. Okay. That was spooky. Oh, we have a new life form. Ungliese. Okay. So, what will we get there? The prune. Peaceful observers. Rao. Aggressive and solitary, naturally armored creatures in barren wastelands. Or Kar, always hungry and merciless, nightmarish avian creatures that rule the sky. So let's go for an unbalanced species. This gives me synthesis points that I can use to foster my humans. Okay. So they start out with a knack towards dystopia, and yeah, they're generally not as well off as a balanced species. Okay, so now we have two different civilizations next to each other. population growth decreased. Venomous animals reduced the human population again. Okay, so let's see what the humans will... The Great War. They really don't have an easy life there. The flame is protected by sacred fire keepers, but bands of warriors gather to obtain the precious red flower. Okay. Let's see what that does to our Stone Age civilization. We can... Okay. The firesmiths eliminate the secrecy of fire by sharing the knowledge of the flame. Flame wars cost many lives. Okay. No, we're going to spread peace. Conflict was resolved when firesmiths took inspiration from their treasured flame, aspiring to share warmth and light by the generosity and wisdom of fire. Okay. I really like the ideas behind that, to see how life develops. Let's check out the car civilization. Where will the gods lead us? I don't know, dear bird people. We're going to see. And the humans develop into the next technological age. They're Bronze Age humans now. Okay. So we raise animals and crops now and clear forests in order to build primitive cities. There we go. So now we can decide if we invest that into wisdom, apply the newfound knowledge to societal improvements. Okay. Go for regular advancement, so more people and more resources, or we strive for power. I'd say I take regular advancement. And now we use metal deposits instead of animal herds. Okay, let's get back to the car and civilization. They mourn the death of a beloved chieftain. Well, let's make them less deadly. Yet again, yes, I like that. I mean, in case of a war, they are pretty close to complete annihilation. So I wonder why somebody should take that. And my cat is hunting stuff here on the ground. Okay. Car attempt to tame ferocious and menacing beasts which roam the wilderness of Gleese's Sea. Okay. They train new war beasts. Heavy casualties help with resource scarcity. Yeah, that's right, Ortho. Too many people on a planet are not good. That's true. But I think we're going to... We're going to do the regular development. Lose a few people here in the culture, and we form a symbiotic bond with with the animal species there. Wonderful. So, some utopia points, why not? A artistic expression. Restock some resources here. Science. I really like the science nodes. So I'm pretty sure that whenever I linger on these planets that I develop them mainly. Alright, Bob. See you soon, mate. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Hey, they are doing agriculture now. Let's see what the humans will do this time. Knowledge. The humans form a kingdom of scholars, in which rulers are chosen based on intelligence rather than inheritance. The trials one must pass to ascend to power here are designed to reveal the intelligence aptitude of young candidates. Okay. And that sounds like a positive development. So we can't do... Why is that? Okay, it's just a lucky event, I guess. Okay, scholasticism. We make a big leap in technological progression here. I really don't know what comes up when you play the game on in a longer scale, so we're going to try to check that out. Ice Age and Frogstar 1. Okay. Human Scholar Kingdoms now. So definitely a alternative version of our own race. The Car Tribes, what are they up to again? Lisa C is home to a species of predators with high emotional intelligence and complex social behavior. A beneficial coexistence promises to emerge between... Okay. I find that a good idea. Cultural ascent would bring technology, utopia points, less casualties, and resources. Let's take that. Domestication of small predator animals. Are not only safe from the dinner plate, they are also spared from being handled as property. The concept of enslaving these friendly beasts with cages and leashes is unthinkable among the car. I like that idea. Very, very different to the human society. Come on, give me more species. So I wonder if I can force something if I stay just here in the Frogstar system. Oh! There's no such thing as loneliness. I can only say that there are two options. We're either alone out there or we are not, and both are equally frightening. So, empires and trading states rise to power in the Iron Age. The metalworking humans forge tools and develop the skills needed to create simple machinery. Okay, while expanding theological discourse could provide them with a sense of purpose and the moral compass. Okay. How am I doing? Pretty good, thanks for asking. Just had a little bit of a lazy day today. I didn't really feel like working, I don't know. Everything... I feel like I'm walking through some haze there. Wisdom. Well, since they were a scholastic civilization before, we're going to go for monks. Yeah. Let's do that. So... Cognicracy. Interesting word, but of course makes sense. So let's see if we can force the development on Frogstar by just staying here. Hope you had a nice day too, Cerno. Nearly every plant on the planet's surface is full of thorns and very toxic. Okay. A swamp moon. So, at the confluence of 3 rivers, the car find an inhabited valley with plenty of luscious food and without any competition or predators. Oh, wonderful. So this sounds like a population boom. I don't want to spend synthesis there, so we're just going to go for a regular thriving thing. So the car planted their roots in the soil of a bountiful natural garden on Glee's Sea. Let's go for that utopia point. And a little bit of development here. 2 hours of English. Oh, well. I had most fun with languages when I stopped learning them in school, that's all I can say. So, let's see if anything happens here at Frogstar. And the car dog tribes. Nice. Bronze Age. So now we get to decide which way they go. Wisdom is not a cost-intense thing. So, interesting. Let's go for wisdom on their end too. Car apply their newfound knowledge to societal improvements. Yeah, that's the same we had with human people. The iron oxide in the atmosphere gives the rocky desert of the planet Glee's Sea a distinct reddish color. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going to be tomorrow on my side. But even though I didn't feel too good today with my creativity, I came up with a great idea that when I started a mod showcase playlist for RimWorld today, where I want to showcase more and more mods. Felt like that's a great idea. Human Scholar Republics, consumption in soul. Okay. Due to sophisticated traps and bows, the hunting of wild animals becomes much easier. Being a hunter turns into a lucrative profession, and a guild system is formed in the big cities of Earth. Ooh. So we can't prevent that. This does reduce the resources. Hunting guilds rise to power, and the hunters become reputable scholar consuls, even after eradicating most wildlife around the cities. Hunting rights are reserved only for the scholar consuls. We're going to go for a massive consumption, because I feel like that's what human people would do. Ooh, gosh. Resource scarcity is near. But, you know, this game is so made for role-playing decisions. I love it. And if you only go for positive events, the game is quite boring. At least that's my take on it. Alright, the Human Scholar Republics have reached the Nautical Age. Vessels capable of exploring the farthest corners of their planet. The flourishing traffic of goods and ideas advances the fields of navigation, chemistry, and engineering. While rough pirates sail the sea regions of Earth, universities house printed books safeguarding the accumulated knowledge of human civilization. It's fun that I started exactly with humanity here. So, wisdom is really, really costly in this scenario right now. We're going to regular advancement here and push back the resource scarcity here again. That seems to work out quite decently. The game forces you to go for negative events anyway. If you don't ever do it, you won't have enough synthesis to mitigate extinction events. That's exactly what I thought, Ortho. That's why I wanted to go. That's why I want to go for negative events when I feel like they are fitting to the story and don't completely destroy the civilization. I really like that game here a lot. I was very much looking forward to it. And it was a very pleasant surprise to see the early access launch today. So, well, all my attempts to nourish life on the Frogstars in the Frogstar system are completely unanswered. Let's see if it worked. No, Regal 7. So, it doesn't matter where on the map I click. Okay, lesson learned. It's something I needed to try out. If I had control over that or not. So, Regal 7. What do we get here? The Esh, a rational species of furry fish creatures with very complex swarm behavior. Let's check out Regal. Blue supergiant star, ice planet. Chemical composition, green color. Rich diversity of resilient flora. Every animal on the planet developed some kind of fur, even the ocean fish and the bird species. Cool. Coolar. Humanoid pig creatures wandering the ice plains. Dorloth. Sentient and resilient plants dwell under the ice and trap other organisms for nutrients. Okay. Let's go for the furry fish species. Yeah, let's do that. One favorite race here. That system is a giant gas cloud. Well, as far as I know, these systems here are all possible candidates for life discovery in the future. At least I know of Gliese, and I know of... which one was the other one? Well, I'm pretty sure that I saw another planet that... Tau Ceti, I think I heard that. Tau Ceti 3. I'm not sure. So let's get back to the car and see what we can do for them. Hey, nice to hear that, Joran. Well, it's a pretty chill game experience, that's for sure. So, the car dog Ecclesius is having a new event. Reduction in Gliese. Reduction of what? Due to the continuous developments within sedentary horticultural communities, more and more beautiful garden complexes are constructed all around Gliese Sea. There is increased interest in the physical and mental well-being that gardens can offer to the car. So, well, I don't want to spend synthesis points here. We're just going to take the resource plus here. Double resource plus. If I hold down the left mouse button. Okay, I wanted to check out something. Yeah. So the minus decisions give 2 synthesis points. That's what I assumed. And the random ones, they give none. Okay. Well, I'm still a little bit afraid that the game will grow a little bit boring at some point, but let's see. I'm not at that point yet. So, the Esh civilization is born. Furry fish species. So, as far as I can see, the species are pre-made for every planet. It's a fun game, still lacks things like event-specific events. Esh building ships during the Nautical Age feels... Yeah, I can't think of that. More interaction between species. Yeah, well, it's early access after all, so I can assume that there's going to be exactly the things you're mentioning there also. At least I hope that there will be more species-specific events there. Hi Ash there, hi. Still in early access, yeah. That's what I thought as well. My concerns were mainly that the gameplay felt like pretty passive and that no real pressure is happening from the side of the game, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Injustice in Soul, okay. To make sense of the depressing and unfair world that the humans live in, a strange dark religion emerges. Followers believe that God, as a powerless ruler, was tasked to watch over hell, Earth as a punishment. Okay. Devs are planning those things down to the line, I believe, and they're reading every piece of feedback. Well, I already logged myself into the community of the developers. I'm already sitting in the Discord. So, It's a dark religion on the... So the cult of the ostracized god becomes the dominant religion. The idea that the entire existence is a celestial punishment is now a deep part of the culture on Earth. Let's do that. Emo humans. We're heavy dystopian now. Oh my god, that was 20% dystopia. Okay, why not? The humans now believe that that Earth is hell and God is only watching over hell. It's a little close to home. Yeah, that's why I wasn't able to turn it down. My inner goth approves, you know. That religion is amazing. Well. So the car have a new technological age. They reached the Iron Age. Awesome. I have the feeling like the new civilizations get generated automatically after a certain time has passed. At least I had the feeling when I tried my experimental run there. So the car... They will strive for wisdom. Or will they? Yes. Yes, let's do that. They are now Republicans. So let's check out what the furry fish do. Okay. Science. More utopia flair. Why not? Okay. Welcome to the Bronze Age. So, wisdom would be extremely costly here, so... Let's go for power. Diminish that utopia a tad bit. Okay. Sleep well, Cerno, and thanks for dropping by. Hope you enjoy the game tomorrow yourself as well. Yeah, let's fetch back the utopia. Sculptures on Regal 7. Okay. Enlightenment and soul. Death becomes a central part of the culture of the human, becomes custom to praise the dead, and graveyards grow into places of reverence. Well, if they believe that they are living in hell, that only makes sense, doesn't it? So, we're going to celebrate the dead. Yeah, of course, I mean, that's the swing. They believe they are living on hell, and when you die, you get out of it. That's just, The humans regarded death as a reward for a life well lived. They focused on leaving a proper legacy, and this stimulated them to lead a good and honest life. At the same time, speaking ill of the dead became unacceptable, which meant that little missteps were never mentioned when remembering a loved one. True, true. So... can't pump up that even more. So this planet is resource-wise a plentiful world. Yes, other creatures like you exist in lands far away. Definitely. So, wow, war casualties are at 52%. We should try and lower that somehow. And I draw one resource node after another. Okay. I wonder if the Esh will destroy themselves in a big war. That would be ironic. Nope. No. The Car, the Holy Crusades, a dominant religious faction of the Car, is claiming the right to invade a distant Holy Land. They gather many allies to challenge the alleged heathens who live in the divine country of Glee's Sea. Blah, 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 blah. Glorious pilgrimage. Yeah. Whoops. So... 1.4 million casualties. 4.1 million casualties. The battles over the Holy Land never end. Well, we could force peace, but no. We're going to go for a long crusade, which will cost many lives. So, for one side, this was an inspiring tale of righteousness. For the others, it was a story of occupation and sacrilege. Okay. So they had some crusade issues. Let's get back to the furry fish. More resources! Why am I doing this still? Ah, finally, war casualty decrease. I'm quite concerned about them in that department. And they need some population growth as well. They're still neutral in population, and that's probably not the best spot to be in. Industrial Age. Oh boy. Start to study electricity, steam power, and machine manufacturing. Harnessing the power of radio waves. Okay. Let's go. Wisdom grows more and more costly. We'll take the resources there. Maybe I should help the human a little bit. Hell are our people is a commonly used saying on Earth. Okay. Wonderful. Technology of the industrialization gives the humans access to fossil fuels. Oh, the car. Reached the Nautical Age. Okay. So... I mean, they are already a dystopian world, so... Let's stick with to the plan there. No, I don't want to reduce the resources of the human race. I want to upgrade the growth of the furry fish. Oh, they have a development event. Paradigm shift. Okay. With the establishment of the first city-states, enlightened thinkers argue that their governance should be given to philosopher monarchs. Okay. So what will that bring us? Cultural ascent for tons of money? Or, here. Perfect. The ship of state. The new form of governance inspires many ash settlements to form their own expanding city-states. Okay. But most importantly, it increases the growth of that race, and that's what I needed. Oh yeah. A little bit more here. Great. So, dear humans, let's help you guys. You seem to have problems. We have extremely high growth on this planet. And also, the sound is really off. Sorry guys for tapping out like that, but I need to check out the sound mixer here. There's a very odd thing happening with that game, because I think now the music should be a little bit lower, because the volume here is not reflecting what's happening there. And I don't know how loud it was on your side, but on my side the music was unbearably loud. Okay. we're turning this place into a wonderful world. Is it better now, Hjorn? Or do I need to go a little bit lower still? So let's reduce the growth of humanity one more time. More utopia! The resource scarcity in a couple of years is really making me nervous. Signals into space! A unique musical style emerges on Earth, characterized by conceptual boundary-shattering and improvisations. Jazz paints harmonies with more than just the primary colors, but especially mood indigo. Open to intuition instead of following rules, musicians of this genre boldly express their spiritual energy with cathartic squeedly bebops and hedios. Okay, hidey-hos, whatever. I see, okay. So we're going to boost that signal. Human jazz music, oh my god. Jazz is going to space now. So now we see our first signal wave here. Alright. Well, I guess I will turn down the sound a little bit more then still. Okay. I hope that's better now. Okay. The resource scarcity here is scaring me a little bit. Oh, here we go. But it's... I can't really do anything against that, so let's lower the growth of the species a little bit more. And a little bit more again. Because at this point, they won't make it until the next tech level. Meanwhile, the Ash are reaching the Iron Age. Yeah, sadly the sound settings seem to be broken in terms of early access things there. So, advancement. Well, I don't want to bolster the population growth here even more. Let's go for that. Okay. And what do we have here? Extinction. Oh no. Uncool. So 50 synthesis. What to do? Well, let's save the car. I just didn't want to see them die like that. But humanity is pretty much in trouble here. Okay, they got knowledge, that's good. I wonder what happens now when resource scarcity kicks in. I never had that event yet. Power in Soul. Armed airships loom over the lands of the humans. These floating fragile behemoths are fitting with devastating armaments, heralding a new era of war. Okay. So, majestic war blimps dominate the sky of Earth. Let's do that. Gives me some cheap synthesis points and maybe the humanity will decimate itself a little bit. My god. Really, really in trouble here. The Jazz Age had a liberating effect on the humans. Okay. Right now it doesn't really change that much anymore. So maybe I am pretty close to an equilibrium. Let's see what the Ash Republics are up to. Depopulation in Regal. Okay. What's up, furry fish? Death rate in grimy urban centers is high and the Ash tend to settle in rural areas. Okay. Just reducing the growth a little bit here. There we go. That should be fine. Probably humanity still stands a chance, though. Who knows? More resources.
This is very personal.
Hey Joe, welcome back to the subscribers. 10 months, my god. Thank you so much, man. More resources, come on. Why is this scarcity not getting fought back? Because we have too many humans here? My god. The Nautical Age. The fish have built ships. There we have that event there. So let's go for regular. Yeah, let's go for a regular one. Or do we go for power? No. They got so many resources, this is not going to be a problem. Okay, the cars. Knowledge. What's that? The car creates sophisticated mechanical devices that can run programming routines and store and manipulate data. With whirring gears and dazzling numbers, the enormous Clockwork Computers run on steam power and receive instructions via punch cards, while variable inputs are dynamically entered by several operators turning different cranks. Is it skeptics or septics? In German it is skeptics, so that's why I'm wondering. Wonder whether these miracles of ingenuity are mere showpieces or if they could actually demonstrate reliable results. Okay. They are in the Nautical Age and we're going to... Let's do that. The Clockwork Computers offer solutions to every imaginable problem. Precise mechanical calculations allow the car. Skeptics. Thanks, Joe. I knew that I could count on you. Thank you so much there. So, they go straight into the Industrial Age from there, I guess. There we go. The sound in this game is really really weird. And thank you yet again. And welcome back in the subscribers, among the subscribers, Ash. So, we're going to stick to the wisdom, I'd say. Or do we? No, I'm going to go for regular advancement or power. They are already pretty low on resources, so nah, they are a dystopic planet, so. I appreciate your help a lot, man. And joeing people is definitely helping a lot. Alright, so humanity is getting close to the next technological age. They're doing quite fine. So, lower war casualties. Joeing, that verb must be added to the language. We already did, so don't you worry. Growth in soul. Vaccines for the world's deadliest diseases have been developed. Scientists urge the leaders of Earth to mass produce and freely distribute these vaccines worldwide, potentially eradicating infectious diseases. Yeah, but that will sport even more growth, so no. Vaccines become proprietary and expensive, forcing some humans to make bootleg vaccines. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Vaccines became synonymous with quackery on Earth. It is still quite common for humans to die from ancient diseases and be treated with bizarre pseudo-scientific remedies. What have I done? Okay. Happens. Despite frequent losses to personnel and crafts, war blimps became a mainstay of Earth warfare. The role of airship commander was seen as a heroic aspiration, and many went on to become popular. So, humanity here is not getting vaccinated, and they ride war blimps. That's pretty close to it. What have I done? I mean, seriously, what have I done? Say, do these resource patches not get... Ah, here. Doesn't get updated properly. That's what's happening. I was already wondering. Technology! Here we go. Nuclear Age. Okay, so what's happening here? When rocket technology begins to take off, the race for space dominance among the emerging superpowers of Earth is on. The threat of human extinction looms ever heavier on the horizon as they delve into the secrets of the atom. Meanwhile, in suburbia, the masses are unsure whether to be frightened or excited about the social upheaval about to shake up their notions of sexuality, drug use, and civil rights. Also, rock and roll could become a thing. I mean, we had already jazz, so... Resource scarcity has been fought back by a lot. That's good. So, let's sport wisdom in the nuclear age. Inspired by science fiction across all media, the humans hope to make contact with alien life forms. Yeah, come on. That's what we want to play. I mean, I personally still have a pretty positivistic picture of humanity in general. We can be really awesome. We don't need to be horrible. It's up to us. Consumption in Regal. So, the furry fish. The hunting of big water beasts starts to become a major industry in Regal 7. These majestic giant creatures are being hunted for food, medicine, and prestige, risking them to become extinct. So, whale hunting fleets. Large fleets of beast hunters dwell the oceans. Okay. Sea creature hunt is very lucrative, and hunting fleets become bigger and more elaborate. Within a decade, every large water beast on Rigel 7 has been killed. Well, let's do that. Furry fish hunt furry fish. I consider that a really, really plausible thing. Okay. More resources for humanity. Well, I'm fostering humanity in this run a little bit more. Let's keep the war casualties low. And we have 1 billion humans now. That's a lot. No, I don't want to increase the population growth. Humanity is having a lot of problems with the resources on their planet. Every single age they are pretty low on everything. Oh, Gliese is sending signals. We're definitely going to boost that. 50 points! Okay. Let's do it nevertheless. So, human signals are traveling quite far at this point. But they were the first. I like the picture that in this alternative reality, the human species was actually the first to try and reach out for contact to other worlds. Because that might be actually what's happening in reality. We might be actually the first. It's highly unlikely, but one thing is for sure, some species has to be the first. You know? Whatever might be the case out there, some species has to be the first species to develop intelligent life and grasp for the stars. Maybe the human race is actually that one, but I don't think that's the case. It sounds really, really unlikely to me. But even though it's unlikely, you know, it's not impossible. And the car have catapulted themselves into the nuclear age themselves now too. So we're going to go for the regular advancement. Resource scarcity has been pushed back in there as a problem for them. Thanks to the magic of analysis, steam-powered computation engines are here. The Clockwork Computers of the car species. We're still in the first 2% of the galaxy's life cycle. Exactly, Ferris. Exactly. The galaxy, the universe, or however you want to call it. I personally like the term cosmos. Is very, very young. We're basically still able to see the entire firework of creation at the sky, whereas in a couple of billion years, nobody will see that ever again. It's a truly majestic time to be alive. Civil rights movement. Humans have disenfranchised ethnic minorities and legalized racial discrimination against them. Resistance campaigns and grassroots protests against the scholar unions are rising all over Earth. Okay, so we have racism problems. You think it's possible that there's another sentient species out there, Hyorin? Well, I personally actually think it would be very, very unlikely to consider that we are the only ones. So, we're going to make a huge impact on lawmakers, okay? But the structure of human society is still rooted in discrimination. So here we could abolish that, but this would be tremendously costly in terms of synthesis. Well, the thing about space travel is way more demanding than the human mind can possibly grasp. Like, the distances out there are so insane, it's hard for us to even imagine that. I've delved quite deep into these topics and watched a lot of theoretical stuff, and just to get from one star to another, which is only couple of light years between each other is it's an insanely large endeavor, and we are still unable to take that travel because we lack power generation measures, for example fusion technology. We probably won't last enough to see other life forms, sentient at least. Sentient we won't be seeing for sure. I'm highly doubting that. But there's going to be a new telescope being launched this year, hopefully, into space, which will bring us the capability to check out if other planets have at least the atmosphere to host life, and we will scan for precursor elements that give a signification or give a signal for life. Like there are some substances that only are present in the atmosphere when there's life, for example ozone. But we get into the digital age now, okay. The humans are now connected via complex computer systems, satellite networks, and mobile communication devices. There we go. So, we're going to go for more advancement. Humans continue their exploration of space with renewed vigor. Navigating the pitfalls of mass consumerism, city planners explore possibilities for genetically modified crops that are safe to eat and also sustainable for farmers and the environment. What would be the wisdom approach? Oh, I want that. Let's see where we get new synthesis, but the Twitter canceling era has begun. Well, scientifically we generate 4% per tick now. So we're still using fossil fuel reserves now. After the nuclear age comes the fossil fuel age again. So, random production of a new line of drones will start on Earth, okay. Science! More science! State-of-the-art computer hub on Earth, humans discovered new scientific insights. Oh, the furry fish are back in town. Reduction in Regal. A telegraphic network spawning the entirety of Regal 7 is invented. This eases communication and makes it less necessary for the Ash to travel, okay. What does that do for us? Oh, more resources. Well, okay. Oh yeah. Let's lower the population growth of humanity a little bit more again. This will help us in sustaining our resources. So, yeah, why is that not getting updated properly? The humans enjoy a new style of enchanting video games. We just formed a little bit more utopia. Oh, that should not happen. These overlapping icons are really a pain. Okay, I wonder what's going to be after the digital age. So, furry fish. Industrial age. Awesome. They're going to strive for power now. Focus their efforts on designing tanks, bomber planes, and simple automatic weapons. Now we can go for... Now I have a few synthesis points in my hand, just in case that something bad might happen. Are we part of a computer simulation? That's actually a really interesting question as well, because we can't really answer that. Gliese is building spaceships. Fearing nuclear confrontation between hostile factions on Gliese Sea, the car constructed a spaceship prototype to send their best and brightest to the stars. The preservation of the species may depend on the crew of the Ark ship. Oh, cool. They're building an Ark ship. I don't have the necessary points for that. Too bad. One Ark ship is completed and the crew begins a centuries-long flight towards the Tau Ceti system. Okay. Off you go. Where's Tau Ceti? Okay, there's Tau Ceti. So that'll take a couple of days. Alright. We're focusing our run a lot on humanity, I know, but I also find that quite fun for this run. Oh, look here. On Tau Ceti we have new life forms. Haha. So what's going to be Tau Ceti's deal? Orbited by the swarm planet Tau Ceti, the highest mountains of Tau Ceti are so tall that their peaks reach vacuum space. Crazy. Many plants on the surface are capable of moving around on their own. In contrast to the rich flora and fauna on the surface of Tau Ceti 3, the oceans never developed any life forms and are a liquid desert. So what do we have here? The Rama. Tall, intelligent plant creatures undergo countless stages in their century-long life circle. The Odo, aggressive ape creatures in colorful fur, their packs traverse mountainous regions with ease. The Maru, sneaky, sightless, and cruel, these bands of small raptors plague the vast jungle forests. We're going to take the Maru. I want to have synthesis points after all. Okay. Smell you later. Oh, wow, so many question marks here. The number of mining complexes increases. That is not good. Cyber Age. With rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and technologically augmented humans, the civilization undergoes drastic change and reaches new milestones in science, engineering, and the arts. This is basically what we're looking at right now. Unless we just destroy ourselves due to global warming. Oh, look, we've changed. So we're going to go for... The humans focus on innovations in engineering. These include the balance between consumption and resource preservation. Okay. Crossing into the realm of AI, humans now have the ability to vastly improve their societies and facilitate communications with faraway beings. Yeah, well, we're going to go for regular advancement. Deep ore deposits we're now using, I see. I want to reduce population growth now. From Twitter to Cyberpunk, yeah! Oh, the Ark ship has events too. Neat. Armed astronauts of the Ark ship work out how to parachute directly from orbit onto the surface of an atmospheric planet. With these modifications, they could orbital drop onto an enemy from any location. Oh, the Ark ship actually has its own development there. That's fun. Okay, absolute power. The paratroopers become the dominant faction on the Ark ship. Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, the fact that I can develop the Ark ship, that's fun. That's actually really fun. Very unexpected as well. So we only have 1% of development here per tick. It's not much. Oh, okay, never mind. It's 4% again. Okay, looks like we keep that 4% progression there. Okay. Oh, more resources. Perfect. So we're only at 5 billion humans. Ash regimes. That escalated quite quickly. The Ash circulates scientific bulletins with research findings and breakthroughs all over the globe. These bulletins become the most discussed forms of news media worldwide. And, well, sure thing. Bulletins become crucial for the Ash species. Okay. Let's do that. The humanity's signal has spread quite far, but there's nobody to hear it. So I already see a lot of different interconnections that can happen here. I already could have hit Frogstar. If Frogstar would have had a intelligent species at this point, who knows what would have happened. So humanity is going more and more utopian. In the Cyber Age, the humans merged their minds, bodies, and cities with technology and machine learning. Yeah. Major accident destroys a space station and a human's residence in the orbit of Earth. Oh no. Poor guys. Okay. We're really growing slower and slower at this point. That's real. Oh. Fearing direct nuclear confrontation, the major competing factions on Gleesus Sea start to arm and support weaker factions in armed conflicts. Proxy wars emerge all over the globe. Oh, that sounds familiar. Total war. Regular conflict. Well, let's invest some synthesis points and avert that catastrophe, I'd say. Nuclear war is not really something that I want to see here. My god, it's only such a slow growth at this point. Maybe you grow slower once you hit a certain threshold of technological advance there. The Ash regimes are now in the Nuclear Age. Wonderful. Let's go deeper into power. The Ash can expect to see assault rifles, jet fighters, and napalm. Not to mention the mother of all bombs. Yeah, that one. There we go. I mean, if they are called the Ash regimes, I want to give that saying a reason. Oh, the button bugged out again. So now they are furry fish with nuclear bombs. I like that. Resource crisis. Oh no. Radioactive deposits are becoming scarce in the Gleesus system. The effects of the Holy Crusades brought the Gar civilization to a breaking point. The Crusades again. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the Dark States find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment? Or will they turn against each other? Okay. So let's see. I got a lot of synthesis to do something there. So plutonium scarcity. Card states prepare for a future without plutonium. Okay. The car pick up their automatic rifles and fight over access to the remaining radioactive deposits. Naval battle fleets destroy entire residential areas in the so-called plutonium wars. Let's do the plutonium wars. This is actually not that horrible here. Fighting extinction also makes you grow slower, as I'm experiencing right now. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Oh, the Maru tribes. Injustice in Tau Ceti. Opposed to progress in their society, some Maru reactionaries take extreme measures. They start murdering storytellers all over Tau Ceti 3 because of their supposed corrupting influence on the chieftains of the Maru tribes. Will someone put an end to the slaughter? You finally found out what the icons mean? Yeah, well, it's quite simple once you understand what you're doing, but... So, the Maru are shocked by the killing of the storytellers. The tribes of Tau Ceti stamp out the murderers with full force of the club wielders. The killing of storytellers is embraced by many tribes, and they are hunted down by club wielders. The Stone Club triumphs over progress. Oh yeah, let's do that. This sounds horrible. Let's do it. The Maru will be not that much of a, not really a civilization that you might want to meet. Okay. Can't wait to see the next level of development on the human race. Okay, but so far things are looking quite good for humanity. We have lots of synthesis points left. I really feel like there needs to be more interaction with the synthesis points in the future. Sol is building spaceships. Oh yeah. A powerful megacorporation is betting on long-term future profits from the funding of an interstellar colony. They construct a spaceship capable of housing many employees to exploit the Frog Star system for profit. Okay. Epic project. The stock of the megacorporation rises enormously, so they can afford to control Earth's market and create an entire fleet, bringing half of the human population to Frog Star. Boom. Human corporate fleet. That's fun. So they're now setting over to Frog Star. That's cool. So, considering that this is only a early access and a first glimpse on what this game is going to be capable of, I'm already very pleased. Let's cut the growth one more time. So, what does that do? Spacecraft destruction. Oh no. The entire personnel of the human corporate fleet, regardless of whether they are awake or in cryosleep or connected via a cybernetic brain interface. This communication network has a fatal flaw, and an unforeseen energy overload could instantly fry the brains of all humans on board. Uncool. Close call. Onboard cyberneticists detect the sign flaw in the brain interface network and fix it before any catastrophe can happen. Minimal survivors. Oh my god. Well, we're going to take the close call. So the real fun thing is that these we almost all died events exist also in the real world. We had a couple of events that really would have been catastrophic for humanity if they happened, from nuclear holocaust over to fatal volcanic eruptions to there's been a lot of crazy stories already. Okay. Can we defend ourselves against a alien civilization? Okay. Or climate change. Funny thing that. Yeah. Climate change. Yeah. Well, climate change is being underestimated like crazy. Water attrition. The water circulation on the Ark ship is inefficient and the water supply has been declining for years. The cryo chambers and the crew are dependent on the ship's supply. So... let's go for a small loss of population on this ship here, because they have now the Ark ship of the car has now a story of constant water shortages. But Ferris, I think the global warming is not enough to entirely extinct humanity. We are way too adaptive for that. Gonna have to stop that negative population growth before they all die. Yeah, that's true though. Maybe we can do something for them. Toxic water. Thanks for mentioning that, man. I kind of like forgot that I can't play the Ark ship myself too. Gleesy is out of resources. The car have used up all available radioactive deposits. They are no longer able to provide for their residential areas and their dock states will soon fall apart. The overuse of oil rigs has destabilized the environment to the point where the car society may not survive the devastating crisis. This game has events that can regress you by a bunch of tech levels. Ooh. Yeah, regress. Here we have it. Complete extinction. These are the final days of the car. The collapse of their civilization is accelerated by the use of atomic missiles deployed by the dock states in their fight over the last remaining radioactive deposits. Exhaustion, chaos and panic lead to the complete disintegration of the car dock states. Will the car take their automatic rifles and obliterate each other? Okay, let's do the collapse. So... the Gleesis system cannot provide for the car society anymore. Plutonium wars led to the destruction of their environment and all the radioactive deposits were exhausted. The car dock states tried to evacuate the inhabitants of their disintegrating residential areas with interstellar starships. Okay, that's quite grim. In the demo, I got humanity back to the Iron Age and then died to the plague. Okay. Well... so minimal evacuation. So the car are now escaping Gleesa. Gleesa is now no longer a planet where anybody's living at. So stories are evolving. I like that. Okay. The poor car. Scarcity on the human corporate fleet. Resource storage are becoming scarce aboard the human corporate fleet. The effects of reactor depletion brought the personnel to a breaking point. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the scholar officer find a way to prevent the complete exhaustion of the spacecraft's resources, or will this end in mutiny and violence? Okay. Scarcity causes discord and the competition among the human personnel. Computer systems break down while the managers of... Okay. Well. Let's take that. Mitigation of the... Okay. The infrastructure of the human corporate fleet is falling apart because resource storage are becoming scarce. Okay. Newer computers are breaking apart and the personnel is trading knowledge for survival. So what did that do to them? Okay. They lost some technology, but now they have resources for a long time. Okay. Let's get back to our poor car people here. Resource scarcity can be averted. Car evacuation vessel. Okay. The relay computers of the car evacuation vessel have very limited computing power. To cope with this over the centuries, the crew have trained their offspring to mentally calculate complex mathematics. My God. This game goes really far with its implications. So, main objective. The entire crew is part of a simple computer network. While working on their maintenance duties, they process calculations. Let's do that. So they are progressing on their ship there. I like that. Okay. So the car evacuation vessel is in a new technological age. They reached the digital age. This is something where I feel like the game should be tweaked a little bit, because I find it highly unlikely that in the nuclear age we already have a space vessel like that. Okay, let's go for wisdom in their scenario. Poor dystopian car. They really are sitting on the worst end of the story. Okay, Ferris. I admittedly agree with that. So the car arc ship made contact with the Maru tribes, the first contact, and we did reach the moon. Yeah, but with the means of nuclear travel, traversing between one star system and another, it's not technically impossible. Yeah. But I wonder how you would sustain life for such a long time. That's what I wonder about. Finally arrived at Maru tribes. Okay. Let's see what will happen here. Observation, exchange, extermination. So at the first contact, both sides are hostile. Observation. Let's go for observation. I mean, the Ark ship has no clue that their home world is gone extinct already. That's pretty brutal. Okay. Disturbance. Secret research. Mutual enlightenment. Let's go for that. I feel like that's a event that I want to try out. So and they are now traveling towards somewhere else. Okay, I need to get that population growth system under control. Mutual enlightenment, I did that. The Ash have reached the digital age. Furry fish digital age. I hope they had events about that kind of situation. Sending one last signal into space before extinction, only for the Ark ship to receive it millennia after the fact. Yeah, that's true, Otho. That's actually really a smart proposition. I mean, the car people should have not forgotten about the fact that they had a fleet out there, you know. So for some reason I don't get any population growth events here on this ship. I wonder if that's on purpose or if it's just something that happens. Bronze Age on the Maru tribes. Okay. So they killed all their storytellers. They are a power-driven species. Also, I need synthesis points, okay? So I wonder what will happen when these dudes go back home. Ah, here we go. Growth, finally. So 2% per node. Oh my god. It's going to take a long while. It's just the usual luck when you don't need them, they're everywhere. But when you do, they're nowhere to be seen. Wise words, wise words. I'm really curious about what will happen there. But first, the humans have a new event. Paradigm shift in soul. With advanced bioarchaeology and new replication techniques, humans can now create clones of long-deceased monarchs from the ancient past. An interesting moral and legal challenge awaits the human scholar corporations if these royal clones make any claims to own property or even rule over territories on Earth. Come on. Really? We let now old... No. Cultural expansion. Cultural descent. The replicated monarchs are granted legal claims to ancient lands on Earth. No! Rival scholar corporations compete over royal gene stock and access to clones. No, I want the cultural ascent, but I can't. Everybody wants their offspring to be of royal blood, so the humans create an entire generation of test tube monarchs who turn out surprisingly average. So we have such a resource problematic, we have to go for the cultural descent. So the political landscape of the Sol system was disrupted after cloned ancient monarchs were found to have residual property claims on strategic territories. The kings and queens were used as pawns by rival human scholar corporations who deployed orbital fighter squads to keep cloning facilities in check. No, I can't take the neutral one, Ash. If I would have taken the neutral one, the resource scarcity would kill the entire civilization, sadly. That's why I wasn't able to take that. I would have preferred the neutral one too, as a matter of fact, but before we go extinct, we go royal, man. So the Ark ship is slowly getting stabilized here. So far, this game is really a lot of fun. It's just a little bit too slow-paced for my taste. It could be a tad bit faster. Like, there's a lot of empty synthesis bubbles that are not really doing anything. RimWorld DLC. Okay, so I'm not going to boost the population growth on that Ark ship further. Not a wise choice. So let's see what we can do for humanity. Resource scarcity is kicking them quite hard right now. The fair system... Yeah. What do you mean with fair system? An armed conflict threatens the car. The unbearable pressure of leadership on board the Ark ship leads to core officers entangling themselves in passionate love affairs, but jealousy over sexual relationships now threatens to become violent as the crew stews. Ah, flares. Yeah. Yeah, there's just too many meaningless flares, in my opinion. They should mean more. The Ark ship crew members have no choice but to force the impassioned officers into cryosleep chambers and carry on the mission without them. That's a wise choice. Just freeze them until they have their hormones under control again. Okay. More resources. That's what we need. Technological progress is being made very, very slowly at this point. They only make 1% right now per tick. I've left alone my humanity buddies here for quite a long time now. So let's decrease growth one more time. That should help with the resource scarcity issues too. Oh, the corporate fleet. Human enlightenment. Now that sounds positive for once. The scholar officer of the human corporate fleet has much idle time during the enterprise towards Frogstar and starts to question the mission and the motivation of the humans. Will the scholar officer's observations of inner space convince the personnel to change course? No? Now, the fleet managers of the can be persuaded to change the mission parameters. Yeah, we don't change that. But they are pretty close on hitting Frogstar. Close to, not on, sorry. Research. Okay, Cyber Age is getting closer to an end here. And I wish there would be an option to see how fast you progress technologically per tick. Frogstar, the humans arrive. After arriving in the Frogstar system, the human corporate fleet lands on the planet Frogstar 1, and the personnel builds a rudimentary settlement. Okay. They did it. Perfect success. The pioneers merged their bodies completely with advanced cybernetic systems, letting them wander around freely on Frogstar 1. Resources are scarce in the Frogstar system, so only a few humans were selected as frontier pioneers. Complete failure. No, we're going to go for perfect success. I have the necessary synthesis points, and there we go. They did it! The humans have settled on Frogstar 1. And these signals are reaching each other soon. The car and the humans should be knowing of each other soon. Okay. So humanity and its resource scarcity will be a problem. So, human cyber colony, injustice in Frogstar. Borders of the Frogstar interstellar branch are disconnected from the law of the established human cyber colony. Colonists and outcasts compete over valuable planetary resource fields. Personal justice and revenge is commonplace in the corporate frontier. Okay. Yeah, that's massive injustice. The leaders of branch are not able to pacify the frontier outcasts, and the next generation adopts their creed of vigilantism. Let's take that. I need some synthesis, and I feel like it's also not too unrealistic. Okay, I'm fighting resource scarcity quite well here. Okay. Almost there. Okay. So what's after Cyber Age? Solar Age. Ooh. Overcoming previous limits of propulsion and engineering, humans are now able to build ships capable of exploring and colonizing their own solar system. Advanced AI are built to escort them on their journey, while mastery of genetic engineering allows humans and their crops to adapt to the new colonies. Yeah. So, advancement or wisdom? We go for advancement. Techniques are developed to allow terraforming and colony construction in even the harshest environments of the Sol system. So, asteroid fields are the new currency in town, I see. Okay, friends, so that's the end of today's stream. I really enjoy that game a lot. I can't wait to see where this leads us, and I wonder where's the actual end of our run. I mean, we just started out basically, and probably gonna finish that run later down the road somewhere soon. So let's go for it. More warfare. The Maru are just a bunch of ferocious lizards. Okay, friends, catch you guys next time, and have a good night, have a good day, or whatever might be happening here. See you soon. Bye bye.